Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Lang, and I'm your host for this short video on Unique Selling Proposition, USP, and Customer Value Proposition. In this video, we will cover what is a Unique Selling Proposition, or USP, and what is a Customer Value Proposition. What's missing from the traditional USP or value proposition, and what factors do you need to consider to develop or to create one? So let's start with a few definitions. What is a unique selling proposition, or USP? A unique selling proposition, or USP, which is also called unique selling point, is a marketing concept where you differentiate your company or products from similar products or from your competitors. USPs tend to be short statements of differentiation or positioning. So here's a couple examples. You've probably heard of all of these examples, and they may not seem like USPs as you hear them now because you've heard them before, but they were pretty unique when they first came out. The first example is Domino's Pizza. You get fresh, hot pizza delivered to your door in 30 minutes or less, or it's free. How about Federal Express? When your package absolutely, positively has to get there overnight. M&M's. The milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hand. Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread helps build strong bodies 12 ways. So those are some examples. Now, a USP is distinct and appealing idea that sets you and your business or your practice favorably apart from every other generic competitor. Here's a couple other examples. We always have 168 different widgets in no less than 12 different sizes and 10 desirable colors in price ranges from $6 to $600. ABC Trimmers will trim and maintain your trees and shrubs 6 times a year, once every 2 months, and it all costs you $16 a month billed quarterly. Now let's talk about a customer value proposition. A customer value proposition consists of the sum total of benefits which a vendor promises that a customer will receive in return for the customer's associated payment or other value transfer. In simple words, a value proposition is what the customer gets for what the customer pays. And it typically is a statement that summarizes why a consumer should buy a product or use a service. This statement should convince a potential customer that one particular product or service will add more value or solve a problem better than other similar offerings. And of course, the more specific your value proposition is, the better it is. Here are some examples of value propositions. The first ones are some weaker examples. It's the most technologically advanced and robust system on the market. We improve communication and morale. We offer training classes in a wide variety of areas. My product was rated the best in class by leading authorities. So those are some weaker examples. Now let's look at a few stronger value propositions that would deliver more tangible results, like increased revenues, faster time to market, decreased cost, improve operational efficiency, increased market share, decreased employee turnover, and improved customer retention levels. Those are much. And both of those sound pretty good, the USPs and the value proposition. So what's missing? Many USPs sound more like a list of strengths, a cliche, or they're totally subjective. And even the better ones, the ones that are more specific, really don't, one, pass the gee whiz and so what test. And you probably know what I mean by that. It's how's that any different? Why should I believe that? I call that the gee whiz and so what test. Or two, provide a consequence for the seller if the seller does not follow through with what they've promised. Or three, in many cases, this USP can be copied by the competition rather quickly. So that's some of what's missing. Let's look at what else is missing. In many value propositions, they're often a list of strengths or they're totally subjective. And that was certainly true for the list of weak examples that I gave you. But if you look close, it's actually also true for the better examples. For example, increased revenue and decreased cost, those are on the better example list. And those are nice things to say, but notice we weren't specific. By how much? And many value propositions that I've seen are not specific. And even if they are, what if I don't get the results you're touting? All the risk in many USPs and value propositions remain on the buyer. And is the buyer just supposed to take your word for it? And even in case studies or testimonials showing the results that you speak of really don't mean that much to your prospects, because it doesn't necessarily mean that I will get those results. And in the end, don't your competitors really say the exact same thing? So, if there are some problems with USPs and value proposition, what factors should we consider? Having a USP or value proposition in many cases is not enough to substantially increase your sales. So to really differentiate what you're offering from the competition, a good USP or value proposition is accompanied with a market offer. Now we call this market offer an unrefusable market offer or a Mafia offer. Now, as you probably know, a Mafia offer is an offer, one, that is so good your customers can't refuse it, and two, that your competition can't or won't match. So let's talk a little bit about creating a Mafia offer. A Mafia offer includes your USP along with your value proposition, but it also has some other characteristics. A Mafia offer tends to be the key to exploiting a market constraint or sales constraint. And it could also be called an unrefusable offer or URO, an irresistible offer, or just generically a market offer. Now, it typically requires that you do something different. And by different, I'm referring to typically operational changes, that you're fundamentally going to change the way that your industry tends to deliver this product or service to actually deliver something unrefusable to your customers and something that the competition can't or won't do. In this way, a Mafia offer is a longer lasting competitive advantage instead of just a positioning statement. So that's all we have time for today. So to learn more about Mafia offers and to learn more about how to create a Mafia offer, please watch our free video on creating a Mafia offer. In this video, you'll hear an example of a truly outstanding Mafia offer that happens to be for a commodity business, and you also will be given the guidelines to use to create your Mafia offer. So go to www.mafiaoffers.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you next time.